Alright, I would do folks, your boy, Marcos News 5 numbers. After the name, a little tight Tuesday action right here. A little STG action right here, man. I kind of wanted to get my final thoughts on the STG. I'm managing to go through just getting all these assault rifles gold, which I think is kind of where I'm going to leave it at, outside of maybe, you know, the regular guns that I kind of use. Like I have the shotgun, the combat shotgun gold, and eventually maybe if I settle down on a submachine gun, I might get a gold, but I'm still bouncing out like what the hell to play with. I've gone back now to the PPSH and I'm trying to figure out if it works for me, because at the beginning of the game I never felt like it did, and it's apparently like the best one, kind of, maybe. So I'm still trying to figure out if this damn thing actually works for me. So the STG though, I like this gun. It just doesn't pack enough punch is kind of my main issue to it. The accuracy is there. It feels good. It doesn't feel as good as it did in World at War. That's just facts, but that's okay. Just because it's a World War II game, I mean, it's a completely different generator, completely different type of game. It's not necessarily fair to compare it to that, where honestly, STG to me was my favorite gun in World War II. And when I opened up this game initially, I immediately got to it, and I was like, nice. I was like, this is gonna be fun. But it's not that. It's a fine weapon. I personally don't use it anymore. I don't have any classes with it. I think it's okay. If it comes up in gun game, cool. If I pick it up off the ground, cool. It's pretty usable. But I just feel like it lacks that little bit of punch. So you could put all the shots on like a person, but if another person's using a bar or even using an FG or something like that, they'll get you first. And if they're using a submachine gun, or combat, there's just other guns that will kill quicker, like the M1 Garand, for example. Like those two shots, if they nail you with them, at the range, an STG would take probably 3 or even 4. Along those lines. So I always felt like it was a relative disadvantage when I was playing with the STG. Having said that though, out of guns that might be at a disadvantage in this game or something like that, it's probably my favorite, straight up, because I still had a lot of fun with it, man. And there's not a lot of automatic rifles like this. I mean, you think about when the base game came out, you had the M9, that first one that you get, which is cool, and that thing just shoots way fast. The STG is at least controllable. The M9, that one's you're just blasting away and praying that it actually hits the damn thing you're doing. The STG is something you control, as is the bar. The FG42, to me, the fire rate falls a little bit slow, so I'm not even going to compare it to it, but it is a cousin of these kind of guns, but just the fire rate is a little bit slow on that one. So the STG and kind of that, now the Volk's been added to that, and that's where I really feel that the STG lost even more ground for me. The Volk to me is a better version of this gun. A gun that maybe doesn't pack the punch as the rest of the assault rifles, but is accurate as hell and will make up for that. Well, the Volk is just even more accurate than the STG. So I'm not 100% sure what the STG is necessarily for now, outside of just kind of having another gun, another option there, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. I mean, when you go look at it back in, and I think this game does a very good job of having a good variety of guns that do different things that you could use. I look back and you look at Black Ops 1, you played with the FAMAS. That was the best gun, period. I had another class with a Commando, another class with an AUG, but I played with the FAMAS. That was it. And I don't even know what the other assault rifles were. The Galil. The Galil was another one that was but I think I used it on one map. That's it. But people did use the Galil. I'll give that up over there. But they were all a tier under the FAMAS. It was pretty easy to see. In this game, I feel like the bar to me is kind of that gun, where it's it is the premier assault rifle, and honestly, to me personally, the premier gun. I feel like with the bar, I could compete with submachine guns, and and then if you want to even add on to the bayonet attachment, that really helps out because it gives you that one shot, one kill kind of thing. But even just being able to hang with submachine guns, the bar really hangs in with that. But it's not leaps and bounds better like the FAMAS was in Black Ops 1. The bar is slightly better than the FG42 in terms of that it'll shoot a little bit faster and have almost as much damage. I think the FG42 is up there in terms of its damage, or at least it feels like it to me. But it doesn't, for example, kill as quick as an M1 Garand does, where if you nail those 2 shots, that person's done. M1 Garand's a beast. I'm going to have a video coming up on that here soon, man. That M1 Garand's a monster, man. And I slept on that M1 Garand, man, because I wasn't really too good at using it with its iron sights. But immediately when I put the red dot on, I kind of understood what that Moran was about. I think it was a monster, man. And I understand. I saw many weeks ago that they were thinking about maybe even banning it like competitively just because of like how unfair it was. And I was looking at him like, that M1 Garand. I was like, word. I was like, man, these pro players are good. Like, I can't use that. And as I was working through again the 100 headshots and whatnot challenge, I was using. I have a class now for it. Like, I honestly on Anthropoid, I'm thinking about just using the M1 Garand. The only knock is the low ammo that you have on there, the low magazine size, where it kind of defaults to 8. I think it bumps up to 12 with extended mags, which is kind of like a must if you want to use it. That's a big detriment to me, and probably the #1 reason why I won't be using it as much. But yeah, either way, I feel like there are some good like assault rifle options and different assault rifles for different scenarios that could be equally as good and equally as usable. And I think Sledgehammer's done a really good job of that, and I commend them for that. And I think the patches have even helped out to get to that point a little bit more. And I've been really grateful that the bar has not gone any like significant like huge nerf to kill it or anything too crazy at it. Just leave it alone. It's fine. It is what I consider the best gun in the game. Don't touch it. I was like, just please. I was like, I don't want to wake up one day and be like, yeah, you know, we got that Shamrock and all update, and by the way, the bar, we nerfed the hell out of that. I'm good. I don't really want to see that. Let's respect the bars as it is. King dog, top dog. Back to the STG though. STG though. I mainly used it with grip and a red dot on it. I didn't really like the iron sight. If you do, God bless, even better. I don't think the iron sight is necessarily the worst thing to use, but for me personally, I just wasn't really feeling it. And like I said, I think it's a good weapon to compete with at long distances. You will notice that it'll take a pretty long time to kill. But you could pull it off. Like, the accuracy is there to enable that, and that's why I kind of wanted to show you how I played, for example, a map like Gustav Cannon, where you notice I'm keeping all my engagements kind of short range over here. I'm not really trying to do anything too crazy long range, because I imagine whoever I'm playing up against probably has a better chance doing that, either with a sniper or either they got an assault rifle. I can actually hang with that like an M1 Garand. I'm up over here making sure I'm hugging these corners and putting in that work. You know what I'm saying, with that bayonet, dog. Woo! Boy, Marcos, man, it was a close one too. This one came down to the wire. So what I like to see over here on Tight Tuesday. So STG, solid gun, nothing crazy. I'd put it mid tier, going down to a lower tier in terms of the assault rifles.